Oh. Oh.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Problematic Podcast. I'm your friendly neighborhood co-host, Rita, with my friendly, frustrated, concern. Are you crying? Are you crying?
A little bit.
Oh my God. Okay. Um, we can't do this
What do you mean?
because this is a podcast. And it's
It'll be funny. It's fine. They'll laugh.
What's going on with you, friend?
I
How's life
know.
treating you?
Toddlers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're just getting the kid ready for school. So
You are actually crying. I am so going to
I
make
told
fun
you,
of you for
I
this.
cussed myself out last
You
week. I
did.
told y'all.
But
I
it's
know.
not even like
I know.
you haven't
I
even
know.
made it to. Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Just know that
And her daddy had to like pray.
Oh goodness.
And we called his name in this house. So then she wanted to pray. And she wanted me to pray. And I'm like, okay, Mother Agnes, like everybody the whole church ain't got to pray.
No.
But no, it's fine. She wanted to pray. Mama gonna pray.
Okay.
So, we just put her to bed. So,
All right.
yeah.
You didn't want to save some tears for
Oh,
drop
there'll
off?
be more tomorrow. It's fine.
Oh boy. Wow.
I'm gonna wait till I get back in the car
We're
though,
not
because
going.
I can't do
Yeah,
this.
don't do it in front of her. Then she'll be
No.
all confused and not know what's going on. Ooh,
No, she's good with mommy's happy tears.
Okay, all right.
There's
Wow.
been lots of those. So she's like fine with it. She's like, all right, just don't cry in my hair.
Typically, I would make fun of you, but I'm working on being a better human being in 2024.
That doesn't work for the show,
Not
though.
a bigger human being, but a better human being.
You know what? That's a word for somebody.
It is. It for me, namely. I'm not working on being a bigger person. I'm working on being a better person. And
how does that help the problematic nature of the problematic podcast, though?
Don't play with me and don't play in my face because I'm not trying to be the bigger person. If you go low, we are going to hell today. First class ticket, basement bunker crawl space.
Basement bunker crawl space.
Yes, all of those things.
She said up under the house.
But I'm trying
in the foundation.
I'm trying to be better by being more understanding, being more empathetic.
No, you can make fun of me, friend. It's fine.
Yeah, like, girl, you crying and we ain't even got there yet. The baby ain't even put on her shoes. She only gonna be over there for 3 hours. You've been away for longer periods of time.
I don't want to talk about those either.
Okay, all right. Okay.
We already did this.
Okay, we're moving on. How about you tell us what you've been listening to? And it better not be no sad shit because
no, what are you talking about? No, I don't. You know I don't like sad music.
I'm glad.
I'll tell you what I ain't been listening to. No Drake.
That baby is having a bad year.
Can we talk about it? Do you think he's okay? Do you think he's sliding down the wall?
I think that he wants to slide down the wall, but he can't because people are watching. So he's got to pretend that he doesn't want to slide down a wall. But
he could have just apologized. He could have just apologized.
He could have, but I think he's fighting the air. I think, ladies and gentlemen, I've said this a time or two on my private social medias. Kendrick Lamar may be the only person in America having a better 2024 than me right now.
Your 2024 looks good.
It's been a great year, and it's been a great year for Kendrick. My little cousin Kenny, or my older cousin Kenny, I think he's a few months older than me, has really been outside,
just
punching motherfuckers in the face and walking around like can't nobody do nothing about it. Right. And really bullying that young man from Canada. Just bullying him, taking his lunch money.
To be fair, he started it.
We see who's finishing it.
Actually, you know what? That's not true. Kendrick technically started it.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. Some people will say that Drake was taking shots at Kendrick on First Person Shooter with J. Cole. Well, and then it came out that Kendrick was supposed to be on that song and then he wasn't on that song. So then there were shots included. And then then Kendrick did Like That with Future, and he been coming outside every 6 to 8 weeks to punch that light-skinned man in the mouth and go right back inside to play with his kids and his
Now,
wife.
I
It's
I'm
been
about to go back
recently
inside.
announced, I'm sure you've seen the news by now, that Kendrick Lamar will be headlining the Super Bowl halftime show. Now, I'm torn here because
Uh-oh.
I'm with the prevailing sentiment of, if the Super Bowl is going to be in New Orleans, it's going to be in New Orleans.
It's gonna be hella black.
Oh, so colored,
This is going to
so
be super black.
Negro.
I need the black teams to get to the Super Bowl.
The
The
blackety
black
black
teams,
blackety black
the
black. It's
black
going
ones.
to be a colored
Blick.
event for sure. But
The
I would just
blickers.
inherently expect that the NFL would get, or Jay-Z, who I guess is responsible for all things Super Bowl halftime now. I feel like this man wears too many hats. If I were a billionaire, I'd be retired. I'd never work again. But anyway,
I mean, I think he's having a good time.
Liz, he's, cosplaying as Basquiat and just living his best life.
That is hysterical.
I saw it and I can't unsee it. And then what pissed me off is somebody suggested that those wick locks he has may be fake or enhanced. And I was like, not him getting a weave to look like Basquiat. That
Don't
would
say
be
that.
crazy. I hope it's not true. Well,
I mean,
it's
y'all
none
can
of
do
my
whatever y'all
business.
want with y'all hair. That's fine.
But I would have, I
Not here to
hope,
hair shame.
in one way, shape, form, or fashion, I do get to see Lil Wayne, one of my absolute favorite rappers, at this halftime show. I
Yeah.
think that I deserve that. I think New Orleans deserves that. I
Oh.
think that
Oh, wait. I
like
didn't think this through.
you did, and there's
Wait a
more.
minute. Kendrick Lamar.
Yes,
Pulitzer Prize winning Kendrick Lamar.
it's that one.
Layers.
Layers.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
Euphoria.
Yes.
Kendrick Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
They Not Like Us. Kendrick Lamar.
Yes. That one.
This is about to be the most award-winning performance.
And I hope and I pray that we get to see him bring out some actual New Orleans talent.
Yeah,
Big
I would hope
Frida,
so.
Lil Wayne. There's
Let
so much potential
the way
here.
I would lose my absolute
Black ass mind.
marbles if Big Frida
That the possibilities are endless. But
marbles.
what I can say is, now, this was on my notes list. We haven't gotten into what we've actually been listening to, but we'll jump around.
I
It's a
tried to skip
problematic
that
pod.
because I wasn't listening to anything.
It's quite all right. Um, Football is back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the most wonderful time of the year. I went to church today, and when I got home from church, I got to sit down and watch hours upon
Hours.
hours of football. My
Yay,
Eagles won.
sports.
I'm winning my fantasy league game so far.
Yay, sports.
But Kendrick Lamar, now I've never seen this, so maybe I'm wrong, and somebody can correct me. Kendrick Lamar is already doing commercials for the Super Bowl. There are commercials announcing with him in it, playing
Wow.
with footballs on the backdrop of an American flag.
Wow.
I cannot, in the history of the Super Bowl, remember opening weekend including commercials from
Never.
the artist who's going to be the Super Bowl talent. I don't think that's
Oh,
happened before.
something else is
Listeners,
happening.
listeners, if I have gotten it wrong, please tell me a time. I don't remember Beyonce doing commercials when the
Mm-mm.
season started. Coldplay, Bruno Mars, Katy
Mm-mm.
Perry, Rihanna. I don't remember any of this happening.
Mm-mm.
The precedent has been set. The baby is already doing commercials, and as petty as he is, so Drake had his little caption where it was like, "Don't worry, we gonna win round two."
What
And
round two?
what? So Kendrick Lamar in his NFL Super Bowl commercial said, "There's no round twos in championships." I was like, this. He just keep coming outside to punch him in the face and then go back in the house and play with his kids.
Kitty, turn him loose, Kitty.
Leave him alone, Kendrick. He's already dead.
Stop, turn him loose.
It just will not stop. But I thought that was interesting. I was like, I saw the announcement on Twitter, and then of course, I'm watching
I don't think I've
football
ever
all
seen
day
that.
today. He's already got his commercials out.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before. But it's also Kendrick, and I'm like, and Jay-Z's ahead of this, and
Yes.
oh, oh
And
my
it's in New
gosh,
Orleans
this is about to be so
during Black
stupid.
History Month.
Oh my gosh, the blackness of it all. Like, and
He
we've seen some
gotta,
great halftime shows. Like,
he gotta bring Sounds of Blackness out as the backing choir.
okay, I'm not gonna
It's,
hold you. I'm not gonna
that would
hold
be
you.
awesome.
If I saw well, I have to laugh the first 2 seconds of that, and then I will get into it because I'm
Yes.
like, this is so incredibly, utterly like super
Colored.
duper black.
I'm here for colored.
Colored, yes, very colored.
I want it to be so black that the NFL be like, okay, the blacks can't do the
Next
Super
year,
Bowl next year.
next year we gotta
We're
have
bringing
like
Tay Tay, and
something,
that's it. That's
somebody.
all. Y'all nigged it up too bad.
Not
That's what
nigga.
I want. Yes, I want y'all to nig it up, please, and thank you.
Who's her boyfriend? Like he plays for who?
Travis Kelce, he plays for the
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They
let you
already
know
won.
on the foosball. I'm
I mean,
proud
I
of
know a
you.
little bit. I know a little
You
bit.
be
Just
doing the
I be paying
things.
attention. I be paying attention to things. Be
Yeah,
paying attention to things.
we gotta get you an Eagles jersey. We really
I
gotta turn
have
your
Eagles
fan.
jerseys.
You need to wear them on Sundays and
I
yell at the
should.
TV with me.
Yeah, throw like popcorn.
Yeah, that
Just
that
one
work.
piece. I don't want to be making a mess. We don't
Not
waste
enough,
popcorn.
not enough rage there, but we'll
Not
we'll
enough
work on
rage
it.
there.
I need to see more rage, but we'll work on it. Yeah, Kendrick
Oh,
is still
jeez.
punching people in the face. Oh, can I make one more comment on sports real quick
You can say
before we
whatever you
cuss
want, friend.
people out? Um, those of you who know that I love women's basketball and I have been rooting for Angel Reese for Rookie of the Year. That
Hmm.
poor baby injured her wrist in her
Sure
last
did.
game, and it was a season-ending injury. She was having a
My God.
fantastic rookie season. She's averaging
Just,
like 13 points, 13 rebounds. And I could tell she was disappointed, but I appreciate the fact that
I
in
mean, of
all of
course
her
she's
statements,
disappointed.
she's been celebrating her wins and saying, people counted her out. They said she couldn't play in this league. She wasn't tough enough. She wasn't ready. And she just came out this season and really showed that she really made an argument for herself. And I hate that I won't be able to watch those games and see Angel. And it does make me feel like, she said that earlier in the season, people are watching the WNBA not just because of Caitlin Clark, but because of me too. And she's absolutely right.
I know that's
Because
right.
I try and make it a point to catch as many of her games as I can. And now she's not playing, and
I
I'm kind of sad
know.
about that because I don't get to fly out there and catch a game in person because I
Soon.
really wanted to see
She'll be back.
hers. She will be
She,
back, but
she'll be back.
just want everybody to know the Problematic Podcast is a huge fan of Angel Reese. We support the Black girls in athletics, and also Kendrick Lamar punching people in the face. Uh,
Penny, please turn them loose.
Please, what else is
Turn
going
him
on in the
loose.
news? Again, it's been a quiet news cycle.
Oh no, don't say that.
I
We got that
know.
debate next week.
Yes, but are you ready, Whitney? Are you
I
ready?
just
Are you gonna watch it?
I was going to for like journalistic purposes. Plus it's like Philly and like, some folks are having like watch parties and stuff like that, but I'm like I want to watch it like to be able to analyze it because the thing that bugs me about when Trump speaks is that and he's actually fought against this. Like he actually does not want this to happen, but the way we can pull up information to combat a lot of the lies that he says,
It's like he forgot that computers are a real thing and
we
phones are
got
smart.
our phones are right here,
And
bruh.
they're
We
smart
can
as
find it.
fuck.
But also, why aren't the journalists? Because I'm over it. Like, please do not call yourself a journalist if you're going to be in a debate and not fact check people. You are nothing more than a host at that point. You are literally just hosting it. You might be a moderator, but you are not a journalist if you don't fact check. Like, journalism is bringing the truth to light.
Ooh.
So if you are not bringing the truth to light in order to I don't know, be allegedly respectful, be polite or whatever. If you're not bringing the truth to light in order for politeness, I have an issue with
There
that.
is nothing polite going on in 2024. Like, there's what's polite that's happening right now.
Aunt Williams told y'all.
There's just nothing left to be polite about. Like,
We are in September. We have been through some things.
it,
We have
and you
been through some
know,
things.
when you take the total sum of the last 5 years, this
Oh,
been the
this is
kind
the
of
best
normal
one.
one.
This has been
And
the
it's
best one so
still
far.
a fucking disaster.
Oh my gosh, like I've seen so many people do these videos on TikTok of them talking their 2024 self talking to their 2020 self. And like it's like they'll tell them like, yeah, it's so that's how we made it. And then they cut to like their 2020 self and their jaw is just dropped. They look horrified, like, yeah, no, we make it through it, but
We
it's so funny.
survive, but at what
But
cost?
some of us survived. Anyway, poor Drake is just on life support over there. I'm
Turn them
sorry.
loose. Let them go.
I just can't
You know it's
like
funny to me. I,
mm,
I have to say this. I want to be clear. I am a Drake fan. Drake has been the soundtrack of, I know every time I say this, Whitney looks at me with disappointment,
I
but I cannot have if I look back on the best moments of my 20s and my 30s, the soundtrack has a lot of Drake in it. It has a lot of Kendrick Lamar
that's
too,
fair.
but it
That's
has
fair.
a ton of Drake
That's fair.
in it.
You know, he
But
was a different person then.
yes, but I could say as a fan, I am enjoying watching him take these lumps because leave the little people alone. Everybody knows.
Oh,
Everybody
mm-mm.
who
You
survived elementary school knows you
don't mess
leave
with the
the
short people.
little short person
Leave them
alone
alone. They
because
the
it's the
ones.
little person who's going to come and beat your ass.
That's the
And I
worst
don't know
one.
why
Mhm.
he thought that this would be any different.
And of all people, Kendrick V. Lamar,
D. Lamar.
and you thought bar for bar.
The Pulitzer Prize winner was just going to be a cakewalk.
You thought this was going to be, you didn't see J. Cole apologize and think like, you know what, that might actually, and you hadn't even done anything at that point. You could have just stayed quiet.
I need to
See what
change my
happens?
list. There are two people having a better year than me, but only two. One is Kendrick Lamar. Two is
Hmm.
J. Cole for the way
Listen, making sound decisions
dodging a bullet and watching the man standing behind you get hit with a 12 gauge shotgun shell in the
multiple
face.
times, multiple times.
God really
My,
bless that young man.
listen,
Jermaine Cole said, you know what?
talking,
My discernment, my spirit,
listen, he said it at
deep
the
down in my
event.
heart. He said, this don't feel right. And
Hmm.
because this don't feel right, I'm
See,
going to fix this.
See, church, this is the Lord. This is the problem. Y'all, some of y'all ain't got no discernment. Some of y'all ain't listen to good sense. Y'all listen to people around you, and now look at you. You're talking about round two. You're 14 songs deep after the last beatdown, and your adversary's just sitting there with a Super Bowl contract. Y'all need to listen to good sense, good reason,
Just
please.
leave him alone. Jermaine looked at him and said, this man
Ain't
identifies as a problem.
this ain't it? This is
And I
not.
don't want, I don't, I have
This is
made
bad,
mistakes and
and
I
we
am man
atone for our
enough.
mistakes. And we atone for our
Get out
mistakes.
of there. He got
Listen,
out there.
run.
Oh my God, it's so
My.
stupid outside. It's
It
so
is.
stupid.
It's
Who
really
would have
dumb.
thought? Who would have thought? Whitney,
Yes,
I know you got some people you would like to yell at.
a few, just a
Let's hear
few,
about it.
not a whole lot. To anyone who wants to say that civil rights and those battles and those fights were ancient history, I would like to remind you that September 8th was yesterday, and
Hmm.
that was Ruby Bridges' birthday.
Shut the front door.
She just turned 70.
Like not old, old, like
Like not old
this
old. My mom
lifetime.
is 62. Just to put things in perspective. Just to put things in pers let's just put it all in perspective. Y'all let those black and white pictures beat your asses when we're talking about history. Look, it's in black and white. It has to be old. No,
Mm-mm.
honey. No, baby. No, no, no. Let's throw some color on it. That was like not that long ago. So I'm just saying, y'all keep letting that beat you up. Um, oh, and happy birthday, Miss Bridges. Thank you for the tremendous work that you've continued to do from 6 years old and up. Like really, really, really the GOAT. Um, Nick Fuentes is having a hard time. Yeah, Nick, you know who Nick Fuentes is.
Yes.
Yeah, right winger.
I've missed the news cycle. What's going on there?
Okay, so on his latest show, looking very unwashed and unkempt, looking every bit of what you would think these troglodytes would look like. Nick Fuentes is freaking out because Trump, in some interview, admitted that he lost the election in 2020. And he said, we lost by a hair. He, which is, his typical judge is that it was stolen from us, it was stolen from us. Da, 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 da. But no, he said that we lost. And just that one sentence set poor Nikki off. And I would just like to pause and reflect because Nick started going on like, and it would have been nice to know if, if it would be nice to know if we lost because, I wouldn't be on a no-fly list and I wouldn't have my bank accounts like shifted and I wouldn't have all this legal trouble. That just would have been nice to know. And I'm sitting there just like,
What? Nigga,
brethren,
what?
brethren, brethren, let me tell you something.
What is this? When have I been? Football started. That's what it was. I had other shit going on.
You
My
did. You
priorities.
had life. And
Ah,
the only reason why I saw this because one of my mutuals has a really funny song talk about I never thought the leopards would eat my face. Francesca Ramsey. And it's the funniest song. And she always applies it to instances where people try to be like hateful and then the
it
people
backfires.
yeah, it's great. It's great. You got to look it up. I never thought the leopards would eat my face. It's a banger. Um Yeah, Nikki, I hate to break this to you, but there's a word called hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok. This is what happens
The wool
when,
has been pulled over your eyes, dummy.
oh, darling, you have been deceived. You have been misled. You have not even misinformed. You've been disinformed. You let a person who literally has failed at every single endeavor of his life, and I'm talking business, I'm talking schooling, I'm talking marriage one, marriage two, marriage three. I'm talking parenting because he's really pervy with that oldest girl of
Ugh.
his. He's really weird with the other kids. I don't even know if Barron even talks to him. He has his whole face. I don't even know if Barron talks to him. But this man, his presidency is a failure. Like everything about this man is a failure. And you looked at him because y'all bonded over bigotry and you made him your hero and you made him your like great savior, great white savior to bring back the hatred that this country and this nation was built upon. But like the good sis, Vice President Harris said,
Good sis.
good
Favorite
sis,
sis.
good sis, we ain't going back.
We're not. Not.
She said it in a less Negro way, but I'm saying it the way my people say it. We ain't going back. So you're freaking out about losing the rights, the fact that you have to take a Greyhound everywhere or Amtrak, like that, that's
Mm.
not our problem. We kind of told y'all, we kind of been telling y'all that y'all were being lied to, that y'all were being had, that this man literally does not care anything about you. If he had the permission of the elites that he to this day is still trying to hold on to, because there's no reason why this man keeps getting in trouble, legal trouble with all of these musical artists that don't want him playing their music.
Stop touching their shit. Like, where's your stat? Where's your
But he wants
stat?
to be accepted. He wants to be accepted. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to him. He wants to be accepted. He wants to be like part of this elite so bad. He would abandon you guys at a heartbeat. He would abandon you rabid, insane incels so fast if like he knew that George Clooney or I don't know, pick a big celeb. If Jay-Z, if any one of those folks were to come out, one of those big celebrities that a lot of people follow and a
Tay
lot of people
Tay.
embrace and a lot of people, if Tay, which
He wants Tay Tay to be a fan, and Tay Tay is like,
because he
keep
made an AI,
my
what,
name out of your filthy rabbit ass mouth.
like out of your thin
Or
lips,
else.
out of your thin mouth, please. Thank you, sir. So, Nikki, I'm sorry, I can't feel bad for you, baby. I just can't. I can't feel bad. I'm sorry. Um, J.D. Vance. The op is opping.
I do wonder if Trump looks at J.D. Vance and thinks to himself, I have made a mistake. I might have fucked this one up. This was a terrible pick.
I'm telling you, it's an op. He's got to be this. He's working for us. He's
No
on the
way this is a
inside.
real person.
No way.
No way
Absolutely
this is a
not. And
real person.
I'm gonna hold on to this belief that JD Vance is an op, but I don't really want to put it out there just yet till after the election.
There's no way he's this bad
Yes.
at this.
Yo,
There's no way.
this would be such an incredible show idea. Don't steal it, y'all. Incredible show idea. Unless you're gonna give me credit. Incredible
Come
show
on,
idea.
credit.
A politician who is like not really getting a lot of attention, not really doing the things, is approached by his opposite party's team to take down the opposition's major person. And
I can
he
see it.
poises himself as this sort of descendant of this particular top person. Go with me, walk with me.
I'm walking with I'm there.
Now,
I'm
deep
there.
inside, he really just resents this person. He really doesn't like this person, but he knows that the work that he has to do is going to take him on this journey, right? So he has to pretend to be this bad, right? Oh, I I would watch it. I would watch this movie. I'd read
We
this
are
book.
watching this movie.
I
I
need
think
this
I
to be a
think this is point.
thing.
I say this all the time. Someone needs to hire me as their campaign strategist
Oh,
because I
absolutely.
think that I'd be really good at this.
I think you'd be really good at
But
this.
when you look at all of and I am in no way trying to champion for or help the Republican Party. But it's not like Trump didn't have viable vice presidential options. It's not as if he couldn't go find an actual politician, whether they be crazy as a bed bug
Mhm.
or middle of the road normal. Pence had some very conservative views, but standing next to JD Vance, he looks fucking normal.
Oh,
Um
real normal.
I am not sure who was on the selection committee for J.D. Vance, but I think they made a mistake. I think he is fighting so hard not to be weird that it's making him weird. I think
Weirder.
what, how are y'all this fucking strange?
Let me
It's,
tell you, I was doing some Googles,
oh no,
and I don't know why I just brought my voice down. I
not
was
the
doing my
Googles.
Googles, minding my own business, and I was typing in JD Vance, and why did JD Vance eyeliner pop up?
Because he wears eyeliner. Him
And I'm like,
and Ted Cruz. We're not gonna let him
they
die
gotta
on
be,
that shit by himself.
it's
Ted Cruz
gotta be,
also.
it's something going on with the makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And who's the one with the weird Matt Gates? The one with the who
Oh,
looks like he looks like
he's
oh my
got
gosh. He
pedophile
looks like
face.
Wario. Like if he had
Yes,
a thick mustache, he'd be Wario.
it's pedo face. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
But
don't
them
like it.
brows, they look like upside down check marks. It was just like weird. I'm like,
Really
why do you
bad.
look like this?
Really
Anyway, the makeup artists are also ops.
bad. Yeah, it's
Yes.
it's this They say that
We're having a good
reality
time.
is better than cable. And right now, it's just, this is so weird. I can't hardly believe what's going on. J.D. Vance is yeah, you nailed it. Like, there's no other way around. Like, is this
He's
guy a
got to
real
be.
person? He
He's
can't be a
not.
real person. Like, you actually grew up and existed outside of this campaign being this weird and talking about women and cats and it. We live on the same planet.
It's a lot going on
Uh,
here.
can I fuss for one moment?
You have the floor and you do not have to ask.
There are people on the internet, on
Uh-oh.
the interweb, and I have been limiting my access to social media these last few days. Not eliminating, but limiting. And I've seen there was a school shooting this past week in Georgia where two students and two teachers were killed by a 14-year-old school shooter. A 14-year-old school shooter who was known to the FBI for previously making threats against school students at his last district. And his parents were told about these threats, but they could not nail down exactly who or where the threats came from. But law enforcement did go to his parents' house, notify them of their concerns, and this young man switched school districts and ultimately was granted access to an assault rifle and murdered four people. My problematic people of the week are anybody online defending the father of this child who murdered these people. His father was well aware of his emotional disturbances, his previous threats, his attitude towards school and society in general. And he thought after the federal police, the F, the B, and the I, and local law enforcement came to his home and said, "Hey, we have concerns that your child poses a threat to his fellow classmates and the general public." He thought, you know what? I'm going to give this threat an assault rifle. And now he is facing charges of his own. And there are people who are actually on the internet saying, what next? Will all parents be held
Yes.
responsible for their kids' actions?
Yes.
If they're giving them guns, yes, I hope the
Yes.
fuck so. I
Yes.
absolutely hope
Y'all want
so.
to lock up parents that are helping their kids transition,
Yeah.
and that don't hurt nobody.
Come, Whitney, if you don't fucking preach on this here
Y'all want to lock
podcast,
up parents for I don't know, picking out certain books and sending them to school. I'm just saying, y'all want to lock up parents for if some situation happens with their teen daughter and they want to go out of state to
to
get an
have
abortion.
you want to lock them up and lock
You
up
want
the
to lock
doctors
them
who
up
perform it.
and lock up the girl, despite the fact that whatever situation that was.
But all of a sudden, y'all want to draw the line at mass murders.
At mass
I,
murder.
is
Mass
this a real
murder.
place that we're living in? It doesn't feel
No,
like a real place.
it's what happens when the dummies get a hold of the law. Now here's my other issue with this particular situation. I know people are going to be like, why are you bringing race into it? Because it matters.
It does.
Folks will call Black children bad or justify their murder. I remember a time where y'all were justifying the murder of Trayvon Martin, and that child had nothing but Skittles and soda. I remember y'all justifying the murder of Tamir Rice, and that baby had a toy gun and a millisecond to respond to an officer who was a little too excited to murder a Black child. I remember y'all talking about a bunch of folks in this similar light. Yet, the majority of mass shooters in general, but the majority of school shooters,
Mm-hmm.
the majority.
Mm-hmm.
But then we talk about lone wolves. We talk about mental health, yet we're not willing to do anything about that. It's like, oh, it's a mental health issue. Okay, let's fund mental health. No,
No. Oh
no.
no.
In
God
fact,
forbid.
we're gonna lax the laws. We're going to have lax laws in our state. We're going to go in front of an entire group of people while campaigning to be vice president of this country and say that this is just a fact of life. It's just a fact of life. Mind you, the majority of high earning nations do not experience this, but
No,
it's a
just
fact
us.
of life
It's
here.
just fucking us.
Makes no damn sense. So, white people, come to the floor. Come to the floor. Please sit
Up
right
to the
here.
front.
Not we, y'all need to have a conversation amongst yourselves, among y'all community. The white community needs to circle up because one, why are these white boys so mad? Why are they so angry to the point where they go to try to murder their classmates? Not try to talk it out, not try to duke it out even, but like I have to take your life, your whole life. And it doesn't even matter which life I take because the one of the children that was murdered was not a bully.
No.
He was just in range, which is horrific when you think about. So I just want to be clear that this is not a far-reaching problem across communities. This is overwhelmingly one community. And let one black child do something, and we are fearful that y'all won't let any other black child do anything else ever, ever, ever again. Yet year after year, class after class, time after time, school season after school season, y'all show up and do this dance. We're tired of it. We're tired of it. So y'all need to go amongst y'all and talk about this. Okay? Don't come talking about black mothers. Don't come talk about welfare mothers. Don't talk and looking down at our community over here because this is not us.
It
This
ain't.
is y'all.
Not us.
Y'all need to own up to this. Own up to it. Because I know y'all are tired of seeing y'all children killed too.
At
Because
least you
too
should be.
often,
You
you
should
should
be.
be. You should be. Call yourselves pro-life until it has anything to do with a child outside of a womb. Get together, circle up, and talk about it amongst yourselves because y'all have to work this out. Y'all don't see us talk about, oh, it's the absentee fathers in that community.
Mm-mm.
Look at all these single mothers. You don't see us talking like that about y'all. Circle up. Get to talking.
If you are under the belief that giving a emotionally unstable 14-year-old boy an assault rifle as a gift
A gift.
should be legal standard practice, I want your weird ass locked up too.
You need to be locked up as
This
well.
obsession with giving, I get it. There are people who live in parts of America where they hunt and they teach their kids good
That's
gun safety.
different.
But this young man was troubled. His
And
own
bench.
mother. Did you see the recent news report that his mother called the school that morning to warn that, yes, she has come out and confirmed that she
Oh
called the school,
God.
and I guess there was a note or whatever the case may be, she felt that
She
there
tried
was a
to
viable,
intervene.
she tried to
She
intervene
tried to intervene.
literally minutes within the hour that he started firing on his classmates and teachers. But he was under the care of his father, who didn't think that he
Now
was
everybody in jail.
everybody. Lock, listen, I want life for him and for the fucking daddy. Like,
Mhm.
just and anybody defending the father, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Y'all can go too.
Yeah, just round them all up. Round them all up. I think this is a great place to take a break.
An incredible place to take a
We
break.
can so we can ease the tensions around here. We'll be right back after these
Absolutely. Time to
messages.
kiki.
Hey guys, we love to hear from you over at the Problematic Podcast. So if you've got a problematic story or a question you'd like to ask us, you can now text it to 609-316-6152. Again, the number is 609-316-6152. Standard messaging rates apply, and we love to hear from you. Now let's get back to the show.
How you going?
Whitney,
Yes.
dearest, is there
Yes.
anyone else you'd like to yell at?
Um, Megan Thee Stallion. Okay.
Okay, wait a minute. How'd we get here?
Cousin Meg,
Oh no.
you
Jesus.
beautiful, beautiful woman. Why you make that song never play? Now, we have been grappling with if Whitney is a straight.
No, we haven't.
We have been
We we
Whitney
haven't
has been
been
grappling.
we
If Whitney
haven't
is
been
a straight,
grappling.
I don't
And
want to do
I
that
don't
to her.
and
I just
Whitney
want to
wasn't
look at her.
okay. All
I
right.
don't want to do that to
Okay.
her.
We
I don't
we
want her to do anything to me. I just want to look.
all
But
right,
no, that's
girl.
not why. No, because okay, there is a young man who
Okay.
is part of BTS that is
Yes.
on that song.
Yes.
And that voice came over, like, because I listened to the song before I saw the video, first of all, because that's
Mm-hmm.
what you got to be wise when it comes to Megan, because she's a siren. She will just suck you in, and you're just. Anyway, this man's voice came over the song, and I was like, who's.
Who is this? Who are
I was
you?
like, this confirmed that I wasn't straight because a little bit of bass sent me over the edge. I said, wait, who is this? And I just have to say that the horn don't match the car. You know how you have like cars that like have like a really.
Shut
I'm gonna tell you a
up,
funny story.
Whitney.
I'm gonna tell you a really funny story. So we were leaving church one day. It was me and my husband. He was in. We were dating at the time, and he had this car, and it looked. It was like a good sized dude car, right?
Uh-huh.
And two of our friends like were walking out, and we were pulling up, and they were like crossing. They didn't see us, so we pulled up, and he tried to like scare them by beeping his horn. And when I tell you, it sounded like a clown car.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
And it's like this sturdy, imagine it, picture it, sturdy black man in a sturdy black man car with this high ass.
High-pitched soprano falsetto horn. The
And they
DeBarge
they
horn.
weren't even startled. They just turned and started laughing. Like, what is that horn?
Try again. This is horrible.
Like, you better put some bass in your voice when you honk at me. So, but it's the actual reverse. So, in my mind, this man had tats.
Mm-hmm.
This was like do-rag
Mm-hmm.
and sagging. And when I
Mm-hmm.
saw, I was like, he's prettier than I am. His skincare, I need his skincare regimen. Like these eyebrows are phenomenal. You are gorgeous. Look at you. Like, oh, I would wear anything you told me to. Like,
Your
but that voice that came out of there,
pansexuality is showing, Whitney.
huh?
Your pansexuality is
Is
showing.
it pan? Is that what's
It's giving pan. It's giving pots and pans
I
this
don't want
week.
to do
Usually
anything.
it's
I just want to look
bisexuality,
at
but
everybody.
it's giving pots and pans this
I don't
week.
want to do anything with anybody. I just want to look at them.
I don't want
I
to do
don't.
nothing to her. Was the funniest
I
thing I've
know,
heard in a very long time.
but it's true. I
I
don't
feel
want
like
to
if
do
you
anything.
okay, so here I'm
But that
coming to
voice
you as
came.
I'm telling you this as a friend, Whitney.
Oh no, wait. Where are we going?
I feel like if you have to say things like I don't want to do nothing to her, we've already we've breached the threshold.
I'm
That
just trying to say, like, because I feel like there has to be more. Like, there's a desire when it comes to like my person. There's a
uh-huh.
desire there.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There's no desire there with anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I like pretty things and pretty people.
That's what the pansexuals say.
But they actually want to do something with those. There's a desire there, ain't it?
Oh
Help me.
no.
Can y'all write into the show and let me know? I could be wrong. I could be wrong because I just I've been living the hetero life
It
for
could
a very long
be.
time.
There's desire and attraction are two
But
very
like,
different things.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you are monogamous to a fault.
Is it
A
faulty?
little bit, maybe.
I
I
thought
don't
this
know.
was
I don't think
great.
it's like a bad I don't think it's a bad thing. You're
Married.
married. Well,
We're married people, of course. We're
yes.
monogamous. Ain't
I
no
think
faults.
I don't
No
okay.
fault
I
monogamy.
I used the wrong
Episode
term.
title.
No fault monogamy. Let
No
me
fault
write that
monogamy. Episode
down.
title. The
No
first one
fault,
that I like said yes
no
to.
fault monogamy. I guess what I'm saying is I feel that even if there were a desire, the way you are designed, you'd squash that and quell that desire because you are so acutely and unapologetically monogamous. Like, y'all listeners, I don't know anybody who loves their husband more than
Oh,
Whitney. And it's
oh my
actually
God.
the grossest thing and the most
We're
impressive
disgusting.
thing. It's really gross. I don't
You know
know.
what? There's people who beat us, and I found this out.
I don't
You know
want
who
to
it
meet
is?
them. Who?
You probably love them.
Who?
Gomez and Morticia.
Yeah, see that y'all are like that in real life, and
Like
it
that.
makes my belly button itch. I don't
No,
understand.
I
I
called him
it's
the other night because he had like gone out to grab me something, but he was like taking long and I got a little worried. So I called him. There goes. That's the grossness.
yeah,
And then
like
he answers the phone. He goes, "Love of my life," and I start giggling like a
I
schoolgirl. And I'm
wish I
like,
were there to slap the fucking phone out of y'all hands. Knock it off. We get it. You like each other. We understand. But I think your like for him, it keeps your pots and pans disorder and I don't want to say disorder because I have no issues with the pan community
"No, I'm
at
sorry.
all.
I was the pots and pans that took me down."
But you, I feel like when I say to a fault, that's what I mean. I don't think you can
Oh
desire
yeah, no,
anybody
friend.
but that man you
I'm
married,
just
which
pulling your
is
leg. We're just joking on this
ugh,
show, girl.
y'all make
I
me
know.
sick.
Listen, no, here's the thing. Like if I even wanted to veer off of this path, I know there is a collection of people, and Marita will be the one to come
Me.
and grab every bead on the back of this neck and drag me back. They're
Because
like,
you didn't
no.
put me in a dress one fall day to have me stand up there and witness y'all make these
5 years
vows
ago.
and come fuck this up. No, we don't. Has it been
5
five
years
years?
ago.
Oh my
At the
God.
end of this month. 5 years.
Time flies. Wow. Look
It's
at
a
that.
thief.
Yeah, don't
Time is a
have me
thief.
stand up here. First off, I put on a dress. So y'all have to stay
Oh,
married.
you got to
That's
get ready
just
for the 10th wedding anniversary.
what are you guys doing? See, we are getting off base. But now the listeners get to find out what are you doing for your anniversary?
Well, for the 10th, I want to do a what's the one where you get remarried? Not remarried. You know, you renew your
Vow
vows, that
renewal.
one. I
Okay.
want Emmy to give me away.
Oh, that y'all are disgusting. I'm done.
Hmm.
Knock it
Hmm.
off, please.
Hmm.
Can
If
we?
she could officiate, I'd have her do it. If she could officiate, I would totally have her do it.
I'm not coming.
Hmm.
Y'all are gross.
No,
It's
it's going to be
actually
disgusting. Do you hear
it's
me?
it
But we're
it
going somewhere. We're going to be somewhere warm. It's going to be like a party the whole time. Yes.
I
And Emmy's going
just
to have to stay with her cousins because we're young and in love still.
I love the fact that you just come on this podcast every week and just confuse our LGBTQIA
What do you
listeners
mean?
because we just don't know what side of the spectrum you fall on. It
I
just
am I am
we're listening. Go ahead.
Earl Roberts sexual.
Ew.
That's what I am. Hmm.
Fucking ill.
I told you, Gomez and Morticia, we're the black ones.
I can't stand you two as a unit.
Katamia. Bullshit. That man was insane for that lady.
Yeah, people who are that in love scare me. I always say, like, I don't get me wrong, I love my wife. I love my wife to pieces. But like when I see like the Notebook and the Addams Family, and there's too much pressure. I don't want to love
I don't
nobody
want the
that
notebook. I
much.
don't want to be standing in the
It's
rain now.
it,
Could we get an umbrella? Shit.
it's just
Someone gonna catch
too
cold.
the bar's too high. I don't. Yeah,
It's
like
fine.
I love love. I'm not the most romantic person. I'm working on it. If there are books out there, you guys can
You have
recommend them.
lovely ideas though.
I do, but it's the romance element. Like I can put a idea in place, but romance is so much more. It's
But
like setting
friend,
the ambiance and saying the right things at the right
but
time. And
friend, no, you're good
I'm
at
not
that.
a
You know what it is? You know what it is, Rita, and I don't think that enough of us like talk about this. So I'm glad we're having this conversation. it's not being romantic in the sense of like The Notebook, where it's like unrealistic, or The Addams Family, where it's just funny and like it's like a joke. It's like they really do love each other, but it's like a joke, right? It's the everyday romance. It's like, I remember what kind of sandwich you like from this place.
Oh,
It's like, I know your coffee order, like, and you don't have to like today, we're leaving church. Getting ready to go get Mems from her sleepover, or her little cousins and them. And we go to grab a coffee because he knows I don't want to have a coffee. And I go to tell him what my order is, but they already asked and he was already answering. And I'm like, you know
oh,
my coffee order, like
does he
by
like
heart.
you?
It's like, it's like, I know that you've had a rough day, so I'm gonna make sure your favorite pint of ice cream is in the freezer. Or that, it's an anniversary of something like sad. And so I'm gonna make sure that I'm just available to you. It's the daily romance that makes the relationship. It's not these big moments with flowers across the floor and, balloons spelling out, will you marry me, and stuff like that. It's the daily choosing of each other, and the daily choosing to make every day feel as good as you can, because every day won't feel like the balloons or the roses, but every day can still feel special, but you got to choose it.
You are a Hallmark card. It's
I'm not.
You really just made
Hang
that
up.
sound perfect. Yeah, I agree with you
And you're good
100%.
at that. Like,
I try.
I've heard some of your ideas just for dates, and I'm like, why didn't we think of that?
I like to do fun things.
You
I don't know.
do.
I don't. Maybe I need to make my voice deeper and like give some
No,
bedroom eyes.
girl.
I don't know. I'm working on it. I try to be the best reader I can be every week, every
Oh,
day.
I
I'm
forgot
a,
to bring up something. Have
oh
you seen
boy.
this video of the studs?
Yes,
Do you
my
want to
wife.
tell the people about the video about the
No,
studs?
I do not. I'm gonna let you have it. My wife sent me that and I just closed my app and I
I,
put my phone down and I walked away.
as a non-rainbow, oh, y'all got a shout out from the sky the other day. Good job, Philly.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you
we
see the big
did. We
rainbow?
did. It was beautiful.
It was gorgeous. It was so big and bright. And of course, I was in New York that day.
Of course you were.
Of course, I missed the giant rainbow that everybody in Philly is talking about. But no, the studs video. Am I allowed to say stud?
Yes, you're allowed to say studs.
Okay, I just
It's
wanted to make
okay.
sure that
You're
wasn't being
fine.
like
No,
phobic. Like, no,
no,
no, no, no. You don't get to say our words. Um, but yes, there is a video where someone is going around and interviewing various lesbians,
yes.
asking them what their stud name is and what their birth name is.
Yes. Yes, yes, it is.
Y'all, if you know, like I know, if you have not seen said video, please make the time. You deserve laughter and nice things, and that is both. And just to see, it's just joy. It's just joy. It's just funny. It's so, I love it. I had a good time.
It was a very funny video to interview studs or masculine presenting cis women, cisgendered women.
Mhm.
Um I laughed at the video, but it also pissed me off because, my wife sent it to me and she was like, I had no idea this was going on and going around. Everybody changing their names. And I was like, yeah, because, you can't look a certain way and then have a certain kind of name. It's just like, why would y'all name me Patricia? We're clearly
Not
I'm giving
Patricia.
big Patrick energy. Like, why would you do that? So seeing that video, if you guys haven't seen it, just Google or TikTok stud names and it'll come right up and then you can enjoy 5 minutes of absolute ridiculous laughter.
It's great.
It's it's
What
fucking best.
foolishness are you about to share with me?
This one actually isn't that bad. But it also shows how petty I am. So I'm going to let you respond to this one first. I need a lady's name and a gentleman's name.
Tony and Tony. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, that'd be
Hold on.
confusing. Um, let's go with Chandler and Phoebe.
All right. Phoebe wrote, my husband has been mowing the neighbor's lawn all summer until he got put in a boot for a foot injury. The
Oh.
neighbors look like an able-bodied couple in their 40s, and they have not cut their grass since my husband stopped doing it for them. Their yard looks a mess. I'm
Oh.
sure they've seen my husband limping around and know he can't cut his own grass. We've been paying our nephews to cut the grass, and I refuse to make them cut the neighbors. My husband feels that I'm being petty. Please tell this man he is wrong and they need to cut their own grass.
I had a lot of thoughts.
Think Phoebe's wrong.
I have a lot of thoughts.
Okay, I'm listening.
First of all, good on your husband.
Seems
He's a
like a
very
nice
nice guy.
Christian man.
He's a really nice guy. I'm sorry about his injury. I hope he gets better. No, because like injuries suck. And
They
like
do.
especially like feet ones, like not
Yeah.
being able to like do
Walk.
basic like that stinks. Um keep funding local entrepreneurs. Shout out to you keeping the support for your nephews. That's always good. Phoebe, no, you are not wrong in telling them children not to, especially if they're able-bodied. If your neighbors are able-bodied, absolutely. It'd be different if they were like disabled or elderly or something or sick, anything like that.
Right.
Then I would feel some type of way. I'm also a little bothered that they didn't offer to cut your
You're great.
grass.
Okay, Whitney. Thank you.
I'm a little bothered by that. Um, I'm like, why didn't they even offer? Like they saw your husband and they've like engaged with your husband and seen him injured. And they're like, didn't think back to, I don't know, May, June, July,
It's been a long ass
August.
summer. It's been hotting for a long
It's
time.
been real hot too. And he's been out there, just mowing away with his little hat. I'm sure they always wear hats. Having a good time out there. So yeah, I'm perturbed that they haven't offered. I have another thought.
Oh boy.
This might be a little less popular. So when you first started telling me this story, I have to admit, I was like, well, why do you care about what they do with their lawn? Like maybe they're like one of those people who like, oh, lawns are just deserts with grass on them because the natural ecosystem. That's what my first thought, right? Like they could be those people.
One of
And then I'm
the
like, what a Karen. Like, why do you care about what these people are doing with their lawn, Phoebe? But then it started to make sense when you started to tell me about what your husband did. So now it makes sense. So I want to apologize for that last thought. You're not a Karen. You're you're not a Karen at all. And no, you're not wrong for having your nephews mow your grass because you want your home to look a certain way. And if they cared about the presentation of their own home, they would invest in that. So they didn't offer your nephews any money, and they didn't carry their tails outside to say, "Hey, I see that the person who usually cuts our grass, our kind neighborly neighbor, is injured. So let us be neighborly neighbors and just mow the grass." It's not like it's like miles and miles of like grass.
exactly.
Like you're not out there with the thing that drives. Like so I don't know what things are called. I don't know this.
A
But
riding
yes,
mower.
that
It's
one,
the
that
riding
joint, the
mower
green one with the deer
with the
on it.
deer on it.
Yeah, that joint. On that joint, you're not out in the farms like getting like corn and shit. Like I don't understand why they haven't like made the effort. No, you're not wrong. They need to actually make an effort either to pay your nephews to also mow their lawn or to come out and take care of their own lawn at the minimum, and at the maximum bring your ass out to mow ours too. We took care of your lawn all summer. Summer's over. In like two
Please.
weeks, summer's over.
Please. That's it. That's all. Not asking much. No, I don't think that Phoebe is wrong. While I understand Chandler may just be one of those super neighborly people, if these are able-bodied people and it's just a matter of they need to buy a lawnmower, or they need to
Mm-hmm.
pay somebody to do it.
You
It's
can
not
borrow
your
ours.
it's not it's not your nephew's job to cut.
Mm-mm.
Like your husband's desire to be neighborly is admirable. It's beautiful. It's respectful,
Mm-hmm.
especially in 2024 when people are just
Mm-hmm.
unkind to one another. But that
My
doesn't
mind.
become your household's responsibility moving forward. So no. I pray send healing blessings to your husband and his foot.
Please.
And shout out to your nephews for getting their money and getting out there and helping you out. But no, I wouldn't be. Again, like Whitney said, if they were elderly, if it were a single woman living there, you know,
Yeah.
when I lived by myself, I had my own home. I was always fully willing and able to shovel my house out
Mm-hmm.
when it snowed. But
Mm-hmm.
typically, by the time I got out there, my next door neighbor, who was a man and married and had a family, would shovel my walkway. Like before I could get outside, and
Oh.
it would be my responsibility to come down and put the ice melt down afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had a system.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I would give him a gift card and thank him, and he would be like, that's what neighbors do. But it
Oh.
wasn't his responsibility. I was grateful for it.
Yeah.
But if his wife was like, that girl got to shovel out her own house,
You
then
would have been fine.
yeah, I would have just paid another man to do it. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, or done it myself. But shoveling is hard.
Shoveling is
It's
hard.
like after 10
Earl.
minutes, it hurts,
Yeah.
and I'm delicate, and I don't
You
want
know, you're strong. Stop
I
this
don't want to
foolishness.
be that kind of strong.
No, Earl has had to run downstairs because we have a very stubborn elderly neighbor
Oh
who
boy.
insists upon the lady uses she doesn't use a walker, but she uses a push cart
Mm-hmm.
to try to pretend that she doesn't have this walking issue, but she does. And so she tried to shovel out her car one day. And me and Ems were playing out in the snow in the front, and I saw her come down with that shovel, and I'm looking around to see who's gonna help her. He was coming down anyway to come play out in the snow with us. But when I tell you I hopped on that phone, I'm like, Miss So and so was getting ready to shovel, and he came hustling because
I
he
know
was
he was
still putting on
pissed,
his coat.
and I know he was mad. Man, what the hell are you doing?
Miss such and such, zip it up,
Respectfully,
put it in his little hat
respectfully,
on,
ma'am,
the
give me
gloves.
your shovel before I
Give me
knock you
this.
down.
Go back inside and have a cup of tea.
Out here
I'll
trying to
bring this
use your
back.
bed. Stop it.
Why do you even have this shovel?
Who gave you a shovel? Thank you, Whitney. Who gave you a shovel?
You're
How
not
dare
supposed to
you?
have this shovel. You come down the hallway and ask us if you need it.
It's so offensive. But yeah, no, Phoebe, you're not crazy.
You're not crazy.
Your
Tell
neighbors,
Chandler
yeah.
rest well and take care of himself.
Yeah, and if they want to they want it to look like the wild thornberries over there, that's
The
their business.
wild, not the
No, but
wild.
curb appeal matters to me. So when your neighbor's yard looks like, I don't
Wild.
know,
Mm-hmm.
crazy, I'm like, there goes the
Not,
neighborhood. But
yeah,
also, that's their lawn. They can do
it
what they
is.
want with it.
Mm-hmm. They grow cabbages.
That-
I don't
You
know
are
why.
so old.
I don't know why cabbages.
Why are that is some old people shit to say?
Not me being old and pansexual. What is
Yeah,
happening? What is happening?
that could be the episode title as
No,
well.
no, I already gave you
Older
one.
pansexual is wild. Why are you pansexual, Whitney? How did we get here?
I don't want to do anything to him. I just want to look at him.
You keep saying that. It's not helping your case. It's making it worse. We're gonna have an intervention. We have to have an intervention.
You're gonna be very upset because
We're
nothing will change.
I don't think so. I
Nothing
don't.
will change.
Nothing will be intervened.
Nothing will help. Mm.
I think that's a great place to end it. With another big ass question mark over Whitney. I hope that everybody has a great and fantastic week. I hope that you guys become civically engaged and watch
Yes,
the
please.
debate this week. I hope it's a short week for everybody. I pray that you don't let anybody play in your face over at that job or them kids in your house.
No,
Um,
especially not at your house.
especially not at your house. Y'all
Not at
have
your
a
house.
great and fantastic week, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.